Hello everybody, welcome to Go-To Hydro for tomatoes. I have 6 tomato plants all right there. Each one has a tomato cage that is all connected together. Each one has a post that is, they're 7-foot posts. They're pounded in the ground to keep everything steady. The buckets are not tied to it. So yeah, okay, so I'll go over the actual details here. So each bucket has a big net pot on it. It's got, the tomatoes are started off in a huge Rockwell cube. Started that inside, then all I had to do is take it, put it outside in this pot. Now the thing is covered in rocks, so the algae doesn't grow on top of it and it keeps the moisture in. And then the buckets are wrapped in, this is called Panda film, I believe, which is a super 6mm plastic. It's black on one side and white on this side. So I took it, wrapped it around the bucket with tape, duct tape and stuff like that. Goes over the lid and inside the bucket a little ways. Inside of each bucket, you can see we got a brick in there. Now the brick I bought, they were on sale for like 36 cents at Menards, so I bought 6 of them just to go in the bucket. All they are is for weight. And then you can see a little PVC thing, and when it goes up to the elbow and goes through it, then it just drains right out. So as you see here, these plants have been in here about a week, and it looks like you can maybe see a few roots. I don't think there's too many roots yet, but yeah, they've only been out here for a week and they're this big already. You can see the tape around the rim, and that's how I have the plastic in there, so it works out pretty well. Can't complain. So I taped that to seal it. The bottom is not sealed. All it is taped again. This is to keep out the algae because I use food grade buckets from Menards. They're white, so when the sun hits it, the light would go right through it and create a bunch of algae. So right here we have our little spigot that goes out. It is a hole with a grommet, electrical. They're actually found in the electrical department. Don't go to a hydro store. Go to like Menards or Home Depot store. Stuff like that. They're a lot cheaper. You can buy a pack of them. You just drill a hole, pop it in there, take a PVC pipe, fits perfectly in your watertight seal. So that goes in there. I picked this height or whatever it's at, and you can do what you want. So that means when this thing is not running, there's this much water in here at all times. When it is running, it just drains out when it gets past that level. So what it does is drains out into a bigger PVC pipe that I poked a hole into it, and I just line these up to get them in there. And to hold the PVC pipe in, I bought plastic strapping and just put that on there, and that worked perfectly. I bought a cap for that end and an elbow for this end to go in my reservoir. The tomato cages are 54 inch. They're $4 a piece. They're sure they're $4, $3, something like that. Hello everybody, welcome to Go-To Hydro. So we have here is my final hydroponic setup that I made. They are, it's a recirculating dripping system for tomatoes. I have 6 tomato plants all right there. Each one has a tomato cage that is all connected together. Each one has a post that is, they're 7-foot posts. They're pounded in the ground to keep everything steady. The buckets are not tied to it. So yeah, okay, so I'll go over the actual details here. So each bucket has a big net pot on it. It's got, the tomatoes are started off in a huge Rockwell cube. Started that inside, then all I had to do is take it, put it outside in this pot. Now the thing is covered in rocks, so the algae doesn't grow on top of it and it keeps the moisture in. And then the buckets are wrapped in, this is called Panda film, I believe, which is a super 6mm plastic. It's black on one side and white on this side. So I took it, wrapped it around the bucket with tape, duct tape and stuff like that. Goes over the lid and inside the bucket a little ways. And then I taped that to seal it. The bottom is not sealed. All it is taped again. This is to keep out the algae because I use food grade buckets from Menards. They're white. So when the sun hits it, the light would go right through it and create a bunch of algae. So right here we have our little spigot that goes out. It is a hole with a grommet, electrical. They're actually found in the electrical department. Don't go to a hydro store. Go to like Menards or Home Depot store. Stuff like that. They're a lot cheaper. You can buy a pack of them. You just drill a hole, pop it in there, take a PVC pipe, fits perfectly in your watertight seal. So that goes in there. I picked this height or whatever it's at, and you can do what you want. So that means when this thing is not running, there's this much water in here at all times. When it is running, it just drains out when it gets past that level. So what it does is drains out into a bigger PVC pipe that I poked a hole into it, and I just line these up to get them in there. And to hold the PVC pipe in, I bought plastic strapping and just put that on there, and that worked perfectly. I bought a cap for that end and an elbow for this end to go in my reservoir. The tomato cages are 54 inch. They're $4 a piece. They're sure they're $4, $3, something like that. Okay, so now on to my actual reservoir. What this was an old softener tank. So, first thing I did is I cut the lid in half, as you see. I took 3 little sheet metal screws, poked it in here because I didn't want this side to move. I cut a hole in here for this elbow to drain into. I took some old hinges I had, and then I went to Menards, got some stainless steel screws, which really aren't that much. Stainless steel so it doesn't rust, and as you can tell, the hinges are already starting to rust in there. So, yeah, I'm not sure how many gallons this is, to be honest, so I couldn't really tell you that. But, so we look inside, got my water circulating and everything. So let's go over here, let me shut this off. What's inside here is a big water pump down there. It's like, I don't know, 500 gallons an hour or something like that, or 300. It's actually not too big. It's connected to the dripper line. All this black stuff is dripper line. The dripper line goes up to a valve. To one, this is for either recirculating in here really quick. Let's say I mix up some nutrients that I want to recirculate really fast. I can just open this valve and let it recirculate for a while. And I can check my levels really quick. Or I can drain it out. And take a bendable hose, stick it on there, and I can drain it. So when this isn't being used, I should have it shut off. Another elbow goes up, goes to an elbow or T, and then it goes to an elbow here that goes out. And yes, I had to poke a few holes in here. I poked a hole in here for this. The elbow goes out, goes to another valve to my dripper system. Let's say if I want to shut the dripper system off, I can do that as well. The dripper system goes out to 2 lines. There's 2 lines because I want even pressure to all the drippers out there. So let's follow it down the line here. Don't mind this big cement thing here. This isn't really supposed to be here. But, so when this goes out, I got a dripper line for each one of these. I got PVC pipe holders. All it is one little screw that goes in there, and the pipe just pops in there, and that's it. Done. So, and then I have dripper lines connected there, and it goes up, and then it also has a stake to hold it in as well. So each bucket has one of these. And if you go at the end, as you can see, these are linked together. This is to keep, again, like I was saying before, is to keep even pressure. So the way I had to do this, I know it looks a little funny, but it's not really even. As you see over there, it's nice and even, the spacing. But when I got to the end, the pipe, if I would have used this, would have been too small, and then it started leaking everywhere. So that didn't really work very well. So I thought I'd use tubing. Tubing pretty much can be as small as you want because it still connects no matter what. Now this is blue tubing, hydroponic tubing, so it doesn't let the sun in as well. So yeah, that's why it has to look so spaced out and like not spaced out there. But yeah, so that's working out pretty well. Can't complain. The base of the whole thing I built, all it is a treated like 2x12. I built a 2x4 frame for it. That's all it is, 2x4s. Built a few struts of it. I also built legs. All this is a 2x4 across, 2x4 that goes down, a little angle piece, and some screws. And yeah, then I stained it, and it came out like that. I like it, looks clean and neat. I liked it more than other people's because a lot of other people just left it as wood, and it just didn't look very good. I want mine to look clean and good, so this is what I got going. The other thing, as you see, is these bricks down here. 1, it's a nice solid base. 2, I need that pipe to drain. When I was testing this in the driveway, I had all the water coming out of this hole and none coming out of my actual exit hole. So I took a level, put it on here, and made sure it was tilting down to go into my reservoir. So again, I went to Menards, bought some cheap papers, like $1 or something a piece. These are big square ones, a little better for base. Put one there, made this side higher. And then I did middle one, and then I also did one on the end here that is nice and low on the ground, so it can drain like it should. I also have a big air pump in here. This is the air pump I got. I got it from my hardware store a few years ago, or a year or two ago. Let's see what we got here. Ouch, she's a little warm though too, wow. 951 max gallons, 3.48 psi. I leave that run all the time, and that's connected to a reinforced tube that runs under this, under the plastic, up into here, into another hole. And there's another hole too for the cord, but so the air pumps go into here. They go into a little diffuser, or a little T, I should say, a 6-point T, and there's 6 air stones in here. That's how much this pump can handle, so why not pump as much as it can go in here. my little waterproof box here. All I did was take a Tupperware container, bought it for $2-3 or whatever it was, cut the bottom off, stuck it in the ground, buried a hole. I dug it deeper, put a brick under here so the water couldn't go up in here very easily. Just a brick to give me some buffer from the water and keep it a little more solid surface and not as wet. And then I filled in dirt around it. And that's it. And all the cord just runs under it, and same with the tubing. I have a surge strip in here that is a timer for the water pump, and this also powers my air pump as well off of one cord. So that's why I did this. And there's a little that goes on top of it, and we've gotten plenty of rainstorms, and it is perfectly dry. So yeah, everything's seen me working out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. Can't complain at all. Yeah, here's the underneath of these. These are all stainless steel nuts. There's washers, nuts, and screws in here. I'm using General Hydroponic nutrients that I mix up here. I'm on like almost like 1,200 parts per million. Like 1,200 parts per million, roughly. I'm pretty sure that's what I was right at, about roughly. I have 15 gallons in here. Each line is 5 gallons. So I'm actually up to the 3.5 mark. That's because we got rain. I'm pretty sure it added like 3 or 4 gallons of water in here. But it didn't screw it up too much. So yeah, this is how the whole thing works. Let me turn the air pump on and I'll show you. Oh, then I also dig in this hole. This reservoir goes in the ground about 1.5 feet because one, it needed to match this height so I could run it in the top of it, and two, it keeps the water cooler because it's in the ground. And then digging that hole, I found a freaking huge rock in there too. That was fun. So let's turn this thing on and see all the air kick in. And then we'll turn the water pump on here too. So now if we open this valve, that mixes it really quick. And opening that valve, there's pretty much no water goes up there at all. So that mixes quick. And now if we shut this, water goes up and out over here. And it goes right into the dripper system, as you can see right there. It's trickling a little bit. And it trickles down into the piping. Down the pipe, big pipe, and into here. Now the reason I put this extender on was because there's 2 holes in the back, and when the water wasn't as high, it wasn't coming out as high of pressure or wasn't flowing as much, the water would trickle down those 2 holes and like exit out. So I put the longer PVC pipe on there, and yeah, so it works a little better now. But yeah, this is what I got. Comment, let me know what you think of this, because this is all new to me. I have never done such a big setup, but I love it, so I'll keep you guys posted. Remember, this is week 1. This is 1 week after. This is Saturday, and I put these in here last Sunday, so yeah.